Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy, affordable April to you. If you have not heard, every video coming out this entire month has an affordable theme or is using drugstore makeup. So if you'd like to be notified of new videos like this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays all month long, please subscribe, and thank you if you do. Today I'm sharing an updated drugstore makeup starter kit with you for 2020. This is a video I've been asked to update quite frequently. I think the last one I did was in 2019, if not 2018. It's just been a while, and I knew I needed to do a new one. So if you're brand new to makeup, you're feeling overwhelmed by all that there is, I'll be sharing some of my top favorites with you today from every single category, and I've broken it down step by step in an up-close tutorial so you get to see everything up close. I'm sharing a lot of options with you, even though I'm only using one product at a time for each of the steps, because I feel like there are so many different complexions. All of us are so different that I don't want to just recommend one product to you. So a lot of options to be had here. And just a side note here, excuse my voice. I've had a sore throat for the past few days, and I always lose my voice when I get a sore throat. I don't really know why. So I'm kind of in and out. I struggle with some coughing fits throughout this video, so just bear with me. We'll get through this, and I hope that you'll find this helpful. The first must-have products for a beginner's makeup kit are primers. They are essential when it comes to having not only long-lasting results, but the absolute best-looking results. I have a few eyeshadow primers that I rely on consistently that are very affordably priced, beginning with the Milani eyeshadow primer. I also love and swear by the Profusion Cosmetics primer. This is their No Budge, and these are for the eyes, by the way. Believe Beauty, which can also be found in Dollar General stores, also makes their own eyeshadow primers. These are called their Lock-It primers. They have a universal shade and a translucent shade. You get a little bit more coverage with the universal shade compared to the translucent shade, but the end results are still basically the same. So for this tutorial, I'm using the Profusion Cosmetics No Budge primer. And what I like about this one is that it does give a tiny amount of coverage to your eyes. So if you have really veiny lids like me, it will help to conceal them a little bit. It doesn't really affect your eyeshadow application, just so you know. So even if you use a primer that doesn't give you full coverage like this, it doesn't matter. Face primers, I have quite a few here to share with you that are my favorites, depending on the type of look that you are trying to get. If you want a more dewy, glowing, radiant skin finish, I would highly recommend Wet n Wild's Primer Serum. This is excellent for use under so many different foundations, and it will give your skin a very youthful glow. I also love e.l.f.'s Poreless Face Primer. This is great for blurring out pores, and it will keep your skin matte for an extended period of time. The other one that I swear by is from Ulta Beauty. A little bit higher in price, but really good. This is their mattifying face primer. And just like the e.l.f. Poreless Primer, this one also does help to blur the pores and gives you a very smooth surface to apply your makeup to. When it comes to eyeshadow palettes, there are so many excellent affordable options in the drugstore now that it can be overwhelming. And if you've watched enough of my videos, you already know that can be the case. But if I were going to recommend two to you out of all the palettes that I have tried, especially for someone who is beginning in makeup and just wants to start their collection, it would be one of these two. First one is from Wet n Wild. This is their 32 pan eyeshadow palette, an extensive shade range, everything from neutrals to pops of color. Definitely not one of those palettes that you'll get bored with quick. And it's a great palette to learn on because the eyeshadows are very pigmented. They're very easy to blend and easy to work with, and again, great price for this one. The other one comes from LA Girl. They put out so many amazing eyeshadow palettes, and this one has become my absolute favorite. This is their Pro Artistry palette. You get 16 eyeshadows in this palette in a mixture of neutrals and, again, some of those jewel tone pops of color. And it's a great way to create everyday looks, but also change things up if you want to go a little more dramatic, a little more colorful. It allows you to do that. So a lot of really great options in this palette too. I feel like I've used Wet n Wild a lot in past videos, but I haven't used this LA Girl palette as much as I would like to. So I'm going to be using that today. I have done a look with it in the past using some of the greens here. So if you missed that video, I'll have that linked for you below. Another great way to wear this palette. But today I'm going to keep this look very neutral, very everyday appropriate. And I'm going to start with these two neutrals right here. I'm applying that lighter neutral in the top of the crease and blending it towards the brow. And I'm taking this light shade from the top of the palette and I'm using that to blend out the harsh edges of my crease color. And I changed my mind. I'm going to go in with this shade right here and use that to deepen the crease a little more and begin to apply this into the outer V. I'm also bringing more of that dark brown down onto the outer third of the lid. And last shade I'm taking from this palette is this light gold at the very top. I'm going to apply that on the inner 2/3 of the lid. And if you want to eliminate fallout with this one, because it does tend to fall all over the place during application, you can also apply it wet, and that will help to hold it in place a little bit more. And when I say wet, what I mean is you load up the brush like so, and then you spray it with a setting spray and then apply the eyeshadow. When it comes to brows, there are so many different formulas out there that it's going to be up to you to find the right formula that you are most comfortable working with. There are powders, pomades, pencils, and micro ink pens, just to name a few. If you are new to makeup, I would highly recommend looking to powders and pomades because I feel like they are the easiest medium to use and probably the hardest to make a mistake with. And e.l.f. has a really excellent powder brow product. NYX also has a really excellent pomade product. I think it's called Tame and Frame, if I'm not mistaken. Now, when it comes to pencils, I highly recommend looking to Maybelline's Brow Ultra Slim. This is a very soft pencil. It gives you hair-like strokes in the brows. Looks very natural once you get it on. Now, these next two products have a little bit of a learning curve to them, so if they're ones that you want to practice with, they're excellent for doing that, but don't expect to get them right off the bat if you are brand new to makeup, because they can't frustrate you. Just don't get frustrated, because I will just tell you that for someone who's been applying makeup now for as long as I have been, these were a little tedious for me to use in the beginning too. It does take a little bit of time to get accustomed to them. So I'm recommending the Rimmel Brow Pro Micro and then L'Oreal's Micro Ink Pen. And what these basically do is it's an ink pen, and I'll show you here so you can see what I'm talking about. And it gives you brow-like strokes, hair strokes with sharp lines. It's kind of like microblading in the brows, but you can wash this off at the end of the day. We're going to keep things simple today, and I'm using the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. Shade that I'm using here is soft brown, by the way. And everyone's brows are so unique to their own face that I always recommend going to get them professionally shaped by someone who specializes in that kind of technique. I personally love eyebrow threading. I know some people prefer waxing over to threading, but I know some people who are really sensitive to the wax formula. They can have issues that stem from that. So just keep that in mind if you have sensitive skin. But once you go to get your eyebrows professionally shaped the first time, it helps you to keep that shape going. And if you just take time every couple weeks or so to go in and remove stray hairs, you really don't need to keep revisiting the threading specialist. You can maintain the brow shape that they created for you if you happen to like what they did. Liquid eyeliner, one of my most favorite mediums when it comes to makeup. I did a battle of style video, I want to say either in November or December, where I tested out many different ones across many brands, and I found out that these three were some of the longest lasting, best performing liquid eyeliners out of all the ones that I tested. So just so you know that up front, these are excellent quality. First one being L'Oreal's Flash Cat Eye. This is a beautiful consistency, very sharp, easy lines to create. Then there is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. If you are looking for a pure black pigment that is fully matte, this is an excellent one to choose from. And then Profusion Cosmetics has one with their Wing It Super Fine Eyeliner. If you are looking to draw very detailed wings, very sharp edges, this is the pen for you. So that's the one I'm going to choose today, is the Profusion Cosmetics Wing It eyeliner. You didn't see that? And again, I love it because it's super pigment, but it's also incredibly sharp and gives you such thin, precise lines. When it comes to pencil eyeliners, there are 3 brands that I am continuously going back to when I'm looking for the longest lasting, highest pigment, best quality drugstore pencil eyeliners out there. And they come from LA Girl's Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner line. I own every single one of these colors because they are tremendously fabulous. Last all day, don't smudge, won't wear away. Maybelline's Lasting Drama. You can see how much I love these. They make some beautiful jewel tone colors also. And then Rimmel Scandaleyes. They still have some of the best pencil eyeliners I have ever used. So today I am going to use one of the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liners. I think I'm going to go with the shade Deepest Brown. There are 4 different mascaras that I would highly recommend checking out if you're looking for one to start your kit off with. First being the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. Ooh, I feel like a baton twirler there. Let's try this again. CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is an excellent one for giving you very full, voluminous, dramatic looking lashes, and it's very easy to wash off, by the way. Essence's I Love Extreme Volume Mascara. This is their waterproof formula. It's excellent for holding a curl in your lashes all day long. Another one I highly recommend comes from Ulta Beauty. This is their Twisted Volume Mascara. This one has such a unique concept behind it. You can actually adjust the wand based on what you want your lashes to look like. So when you twist it here, that will either make the wand less twisted or more twisted. It's a completely fabulous concept. And the more twisted the wand, the better your lashes look. And the last one is from Rimmel. This is their Scandaleyes Volume On Demand Mascara. So I'm going to use the Rimmel one today. And typically what I will do when I'm wearing only mascara, and I choose to leave the falsies off, is I will first apply a waterproof formula to help hold the curl, and then apply a regular non-waterproof formula over the top. And basically, applying the waterproof formula first has wax in it, so it's going to hold your curl much longer than a non-waterproof formula will. And if you want to try your hand at false eyelashes, I would highly recommend looking to the Kiss line of lashes and Ardell's line. Both of these companies offer very natural looking styles. They also have dramatic looking styles, and all of them are very affordable. Now, if you don't mind spending a little bit more, Eyelure's line is also really good and has a large selection of beautiful eyelashes to try. And shameless plug here, I'll just plug my lash line because I do own my own lash line called Inky Minky Lashes, and my lashes are very affordable also. A lot of beautiful natural styles, a lot of dramatic styles, and that is the style that I'm wearing here today. This is from my lash line in the style Giovanna, named for my daughter. I absolutely love these for obvious reasons. And when it comes to eyelash adhesive, I would highly recommend Kiss's Lash Adhesive. This is one that I use all the time. Provides an excellent hold, will not irritate sensitive eyes, and isn't damaging to your lashes. The makeup is a very personal thing. I mean, hello, Captain Obvious. We know that, right? But I feel like foundation is one of the most personal makeup items out of everything that I'm sharing with you here today that is really more of a trial and error. You really have to experiment and find out what works best for you. But what I would recommend is look at how your skin is naturally. Are you dry? Are you oily? Are you combination? Do you have more normal skin tone? It's really going to be up to your own unique complexion as to which foundation is best for you. So I'll try to recommend some different options here depending on your own unique skin type. First one being Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. Now they do also make one that is for more normal combination oily complexions. This one will give you a very radiant ethereal glow on the skin, and it's excellent for those with dry skin. But I will say that if you have oily skin, this one is also really, really good. It's one of the few dewy finish foundations that I have had a lot of success with and has not made me look like my skin was melting at the end of the day. It stays intact, it does not transfer, and it's simply beautiful on the skin. Another one that I highly recommend if you are looking for a more matte finish is the one from number 7. This is their Beautifully Matte Foundation. This is another one that will last all day, does not transfer, doesn't wear away, doesn't crease. It looks beautiful from beginning to end, and one that I cannot rave enough about. Now, if you're looking for something that is lighter weight on the skin, acts like skin, is not full coverage, and is very sheer, I would highly recommend the Pixi H2O Skin Tint. This has become one of my go-to favorites when I'm looking for something very light and effortless that covers the minor imperfections but doesn't give me a mask type feeling. Another one that I would recommend looking to for that same kind of effect is e.l.f.'s BB Cream. This is another one that I'm quite frequently using because of how skin-like the finish is. And lastly, if you're looking for a full coverage foundation that is extremely long wearing, either one of these two are excellent choices. First one being NYX's Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This one will perform like you will not believe. It's one of the longest lasting drugstore foundations I have ever used without a primer. And that says a lot from an oily girl living in Florida. The other one is from LA Girl. Hang on a second. Oh, this coughing fits are real. And this is their Pro Matte HD Long Wear Matte Foundation. This is another one that will give you a beautifully matte appearance on the skin. Is a lot more fuller coverage than the other ones I've shared with you previously, and it will not break apart or fall apart by the end of the day. For concealers, there are 3 that I love and trust. They will not crease, they will not fall apart, and they look beautiful from beginning of day to end of day, no matter how long you wear them. The first one is from ColourPop. This is a rather new one that they just released. It's their Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, and it's a very rich pigment. That's one thing you have to remember with ColourPop concealers is they tend to be very highly pigmented, so a little bit goes a very long way. Same thing with this next one, and that is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. You do not need much of this concealer because the smallest amount will give you intense coverage under the eyes, and the less you apply of any concealer for that matter, not only will your under eye area look better, but it will last longer too. And the last one I have to recommend to you is from number 7's line. This is their Lift and Luminate Serum Concealer. And this is not an under eye concealer, but you can use it for under the eyes. And that's why I'm recommending it to you here, is because this is actually meant for concealing blemishes around the face, and it works beautifully like that. But it's also one of those multitasking kind of products that you can also use underneath your eyes and still get tremendously beautiful results. Let's go with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. Like I said, that literally, you'll see what I mean. That's all you need. I might add a little bit more. I might, but you can see how pigmented it is from that little dollop. And I always like to add a little bit to start, and then if I need more, apply a little bit more and then go from there. It's a lot easier than slathering your under eye area and realizing, oh my goodness, I applied way too much. Been there, done that. For setting powders, 3 different kinds to recommend to you here. The first one is from Catrice Cosmetics. This is their Nude Illusion Loose Powder, and this one is beautiful for setting the face, keeping everything matte and locked in place. The second one is also from Catrice Cosmetics. This is their Prime and Fine Mattifying Waterproof Powder, and this is 100% waterproof. It's one I tested in the rain a little while ago, long while ago I should say, and it's one that is a dupe for the Urban Decay waterproof powder. It's simply amazing stuff. The last one is from e.l.f. This is their finishing powder, and what I love about this one is that it blurs the skin. It gives you a very filterized look. So today I'm going to use the e.l.f. powder. So typically if I had a matte foundation on, I would use a really dense brush like this, go in with the powder, and then really pack it all over my face. But when I have a dewy foundation on and I want the dewiness to come through, I will just take a lighter brush, dip it into my powder here, and then dust it across the face. That way, you're not mattifying the skin as much as you are setting it, because oily girl's got to set it, I'm telling you. For contour, I tend to stick with cool toned bronzing powders, and there are 3 that I have discovered that work really well, are not too orange or not too warm, and can suit a variety of different complexions, and you can find different shades within these lines. The first one is from ColourPop. This is their Coconut Beach Powder Bronzer. Second one is from Maybelline. This is their City Bronzer in the shade 100. The last one is from Milani. This is their Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Sunlight 01. I am using the ColourPop one today. The ColourPop is not widely available in most drugstores. They're ones that you can find sometimes in Ulta stores depending on your local Ulta, but usually you have to order it either off of their website or off of Ulta's website. So if you're interested in checking out their makeup products, that would be where I would recommend looking for them. Blushes. There are 2 different mediums that you can choose from when it comes to blush: cream blushes or powder blushes. Powder blushes are matte in texture. They suit a wide variety of complexions and skin finishes. Cream blushes are just that. They're a little more dewy, give the skin a more radiant glow. They are excellent for those with more mature skin. If you have fine lines that you're looking to hide, you don't want to emphasize, then you might want to stay away from powder blushes, and cream blushes might be a little more friendly for your skin. But it's really up to you. Whatever gives you the most confidence and makes you feel beautiful, go with that. I am all about that. So the first one I want to share with you is from Flower Beauty, and this is their Blush Bomb. The shade that I'm showing you here is Nectar. These are some of my most favorite cream blushes. They look so gorgeous on the skin. The second one is from Physicians Formula, and this is their Dewy Blush Elixir, and this one is in the shade Pink Berry. It's another beautiful one for giving you a soft flush of color. Very natural on the skin. It's absolutely a favorite. And then I would highly recommend the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare blush palette. You do get 1 contour shade in here, or you can use this as a blush. Either way, 2 beautiful blushes and then a highlighter. And pigmentation with this one is incredible. Lasts all day. The last one is from Physicians Formula. Their butter blushes are some of the best drugstore blushes out there. And this is in the shade Vintage Rouge. These are very creamy in texture and beautiful to blend onto the skin. And I feel like they're almost a mixture between a cream and a powder because of how they look on the skin. They're just gorgeous. So I'm going to apply this one today. Just simply beautiful. It's not really loud. This color is not. It just gives you a nice warm touch to the skin. Highlighters. Okay, this was a hard list to narrow down. I could tell you about so many wonderful highlighters in the drugstore because this is one area that I feel like most drugstore companies have knocked it out of the park. But there are 3 that I consistently would recommend and use on my personal time that I absolutely love. The first one is from ColourPop, and their highlighters are some of the best formulas out there, by the way. This is their Super Shock Cheek in the shade Wisp. Let me just show you why I love this. It's a very creamy, smooth, soft consistency, by the way. Look at that. Oh, just gorgeous. Another one is from Milani. Again, they make an excellent line of highlighters, and this is from their Hypnotic Lights line. This is in the shade Flashing Light. Now, if you're looking for something that's really intense, and a little bit goes a long way with this product, Revolution, I love Revolution, makes something called Unicorn Glow Liquid Highlighter Drops, and that's exactly what it is. It's a drop of liquid highlighter, and these are so pigmented. See, that much. You can see the kind of results that you get, and it's a multifaceted kind of highlight also. For lipstick, there are so many different drugstore lipstick brands that I could recommend to you that I absolutely love, beginning with for lipstick, there are so many wonderful, high quality drugstore lipsticks out there. I would recommend looking to Maybelline's line. Essence also has a really inexpensive great line of matte lipsticks. Flower Beauty makes some excellent liquid matte lipsticks as well as their traditional bullet lipsticks, which I'll be using here in a few minutes. NYX also has a tremendous line of lipsticks, both liquid mattes, bullets, glosses, you name it, they carry it. And they also have the more extravagant colors. So if you're looking for blues, greens, purples, lipsticks that are not of your typical pinks, reds, orange type shades, they carry a great selection. The one that I'm using today is from Flower Beauty. This is in the shade Ruby Rouge. This is such a beautiful red. Finally, setting sprays. When you are looking to lock the makeup in place and ensure that it will not travel or move at all throughout the day, I recommend these next two to you. And that is Rimmel's Stay Matte Fix and Go. This is a primer and a setting spray in one. So you can apply it before your makeup application and you can apply it after your makeup application. You don't necessarily need to apply it both ways, either or, and it works extremely well like that. The other one that I love is from Maybelline. This is their Wear Boosting Setting Spray. This one is quick drying, beautiful finish on the skin, and it locks everything in place for upwards of 16, sometimes 18 hours. It's amazing. Today, I am going to use the Rimmel one, and the way that I apply setting spray is a makeup artist tip that I discovered recently from a video that I filmed recently. I spray it on a brush now and apply it over the skin like that instead of directly applying it to my face, because my problem was if I applied it on my face directly, sometimes my mascara would run or I'd get it into my eye, and then you start blinking like crazy and you end up messing up your makeup. How many times does that happen to you? But when you apply it like this, you're not doing any of that. And it is such a refreshing feel, I might add, on the skin. I love applying it this way now. So whether you're brand new to makeup and you're a little overwhelmed by all the choices that you have in the drugstore now, or you're an old veteran like me and you're just looking to try something new, either way, I hope that you found this video helpful today. And I'll try to have everything that I showed you listed and linked below in the description box. YouTube can be a little challenging when it comes to long description boxes, so we'll see how much we can fit down there. Additionally, if you are brand new to makeup and you'd like to work on your skills, maybe build up some more techniques, I do have a full playlist on this channel called Real-Time Tutorials, where I show you an application method up close with very little to no editing. And I know that's been very helpful to a lot of people in the past, so you get to see the entire process. So again, I'll try to have those listed for you below in the description box. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch, and I want to wish you a beautiful weekend ahead. Week. It's not the weekend. Gosh, I can't keep track of my days. Do you feel the same way? Anyway, have a great week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.